Move on to the Ryanair Chase, which is of course a grade 1, as we know, and we better start with Poquelin, haven't we? I mean, Poquelin, funnily enough, has been dominating this for some time, but hasn't been that much talked about. What's the latest? Fill us in.
Yeah, he's in good form. He's nice and fresh. I think he's a better horse this year, and I think he's getting the trip better. He stayed on really strongly when he won at Cheltenham in December. He loves the new course which this race is run on, and better ground. He scored well, worked well. I couldn't be happier with him really going into the race.
Beat Alberta's run easily this time?
Alberta's run's been out of form. They say Alberta's runs in the Gold Cup.
That's not for real, is it? Are they really going to run him in the Gold Cup?
Unless they put roller skates
on
him.
I think that's possibly the owner wanting to run the Gold Cup.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, this is a different year. I mean, Summersby runs in this race. He could be a big danger. I might be wrong, but I can't have Kalahari King. He keeps threatening and never really delivers. Tranquil Sea is beating Poquelin on soft ground, probably once it's soft. Javol, I don't think it's good enough. Alberta's runs elsewhere. Golden Silver runs elsewhere. Kempes runs elsewhere. Gawain, he could be a good outsider at 16s. He ran really well at Ascot the other day. But I think he's got, you know, as long as the ground stays as they're saying it will be, he's got a big chance. He just wouldn't want it soft.
Let's have a look at the prices, because we need to be with Poquelin or against him probably. He's been dominating the market for some time, but at a backable kind of a price. So take one look at that couch. Are you a backer or a layer? 4.4 to back, 4.6.
Massive backer, one of my bets of the meeting, absolutely bomb-proof. I mean, you look at handicap ratings and everything works on handicap ratings from Dancing Brave to a selling plater, and he won off a mark of 163 in the old Massey Ferguson, or the vote for AP, whatever stupid name it had this year. I just think he's bomb-proof. Alberta's run beat him last year, but he's done nothing. He's had a terrible fall last time Alberta's run against Masterminded, and that to me would affect him. He hasn't been in any form. I don't know the last winner John Joe O'Neill had. He's totally out of form, John Joe. Kalahari King. Double yesterday, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If it had been a treble, I'd have been impressed like that. And also, yeah, he just, Kalahari King, I just can't have it. He just seems this horse every year props out, never wins. Just doesn't seem to win. I was told it burst blood vessels last year as well. Summersby, we don't know what race he's going to run in, nor does Henrietta. He's in everything bar X Factor, this horse, Summersby. Last night on Betfair, Tranquil Sea was trading at 20, wasn't he? Now he's Sunday. Oh, yeah. We see it last night, didn't we? So that was interesting. Javol would have gone closer last year to Poquelin when David Casey tried to get up and the inside of it and didn't. But I mean, Poquelin off a 163 for me is one of the bets in the meeting. I think he should be an even money shot.
Summersby did shorten up yesterday, didn't it, after the news that she might run him there, but he's obviously gone back out again. We have Govan's owner here, I think, Mr. Sullivan, who's an owner, of course, with Paul-Nicholls, but Govan with Nick Williams. What's the latest?
Daryl Jacob texted me the other day and said he's worked better than he ever has done, but you know, I wouldn't be overly confident, to be honest.
But on the line for Paddy the Plaster, Govan finishes in front of Kalahari King and he's second favourite.
Yeah, I think Paul's horse and Henrietta's horse.
He's still alive.
If that runs, especially Henrietta's horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that jump's well enough for me, Summersby. It's got beaten its last 5 races and it just... I thought the woudn't Gold Cup, it just clattered everything. At Aintree last year, it hit the first and then it everything else. Hasn't won for 5 races. I don't think Henrietta Knight, I think she's gone.
We're picking a lot of holes in the opposition. You sure you don't like Govan?
I don't really want to commit because you don't know. He's a bit of a rogue. He runs well. He ran well first time out of Cheltenham and then didn't want to know the second 2 times. He ran well the other day behind Riverside Theatre, but it just depends what Govan turns up, really. Okay.
I think this would be a massive shortener, this horse.
Yeah, it's the same. I think. Sorry, but in short, very similar scenario to wishful thinking. You look at that market there. There's not a chance Poquelin's going to be 100 to 30 on the day. Because what else is going to be backed? Summersby's trained by Henrietta, who has 1 winner a year nowadays. Doesn't know what she's doing, it seems. The trainer's judged on winners, and how many winners has she had? Why would you want to back anything trained by her? Well, as for Kalahari King, Ferdy Murphy, good God, that man talks a good game, but he doesn't train one. 3 winners this year.
Does pop up at the festival, though.
9 in 21 years. Yeah. Not that good, is it?
It's not bad for a northerner.
Well, Donna McCain has 3 winners a day.
What price would Summersby be if he actually ran? Will he be joint favourite? He'll be joint favourite.
Poquelin will be 2.
He was only ahead behind Masterminded last time.
If you think
he comes up the hill,
if you honestly think that was Masterminded's true form,
then
I'm
not saying that. I'm just saying that.
He went on too soon. Paul knows that AP said.
Well, let's get it from Paul, shall we? I mean, Somersby got very close to Masterminded. What was the verdict after the dust settled on that, Paul?
Well, I don't think Masterminded ran to his best that day.
No.
And ground was deep enough for him. And also AP said he hit the front far too soon. I think if he'd hung on to him like Noel did at Cheltenham, he'd have won with his head in his chest. But we didn't. And anyway, we're looking to, we're talking about Poquelin, who, as I said, I think stays on stronger than he ever did last year. He's a bit older and stronger, and we've said he's the one to beat.
He's improved. Won for 163, won for 151 the year before. The handicapper said he's improved this time.
He has.
I mean, I don't know if it's of any relevance, but tomorrow morning you can supplement in this race for 13 grand.
I know exactly what you're going to say, because we've all known for a week. Voi Puristides. Is that right?
I'm just saying that
that's what's going to happen.
It's the supplementary tomorrow morning, and where would he be in the betting? Just throwing it in
33 to 1.
Okay.
That's a very good question. It's a very good question because we don't know what the horse.
Because I mean, you're framing the race around not knowing what's going to run yet.
If you price Voipor on the last 3 times that we saw him, he's a 33 shot, and it's irrelevant. But obviously, who knows what Nicky? Whether maybe he's had the same thing binoculars been given in Ireland.
No, I just thrown that. I mean, they wouldn't. They're not going to throw. If they do throw 13 grand at the job tomorrow morning, then that horse will have a squeak. They aren't going to waste their money for the sake of it. The horses, Alan King's been quite well documented. They weren't that healthy last year, and they have run, seemingly, most of those older horses have seemed to run £10 better than their form last season. And look, I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there. I wouldn't be necessarily jumping in just yet till I see the full frame of what the race looks like.
So is he going to be supplemented?
I'm not saying, I'm just throwing it out there.
What's your instinct, Anthony? You've got a gut feeling for these things?
Come on, you're the new assistant at Henderson's.
I'm just saying it's being considered.
That's a yes.
It's not a lot, is it, in the scheme of things, if they feel the horse is.
If they think it's back to his best, he's probably the best handicap.
They don't know what his best is because they've only had him for about 2 months. But equally, they obviously must be quite liking what they're doing with the horse. They were aiming him at Aintree, but he's obviously come together a bit quicker than they thought. I don't know.
So Robert's obviously got his bird in tow and wants a runner at Cheltenham next week.
Well, he might want the owner's tickets. He might want the owner's tickets. That might be true.
Yeah, I suppose so.
For 13 grand, I think.
I think the Grand Annual. They could run it.
I don't think they're allowed under 16s in Paul.
No.
Boy, poor stead is. Would you give him any kind of chance? Who would give him a chance if he turns up?
Anthony would.
I used to love that horse.
Well, 2 years ago, he was 2 lengths behind Imperial Commander in this same race, and he belted the top of the hill fence, and Chock had hurt his shoulder, and he couldn't ride that horse down the hill, and he only got beat 2 lengths. If he was in that sort of form, and I'm not saying he is, but if he was in that sort of form...
Schindler's Hunt was beaten about a length.
No, I think we move on. We're talking about a load of rubbish here.
Yeah. This race for me is one of the reasons why the 4-day festival doesn't work. With all due respect to Poquelin, who I think is basically fairly nailed on in this race, who's getting excited about it? It's one of the true senior Grade 1 races. If this were run, Anthony had a go at me for saying this last Monday, but if this race is run at Thurles tomorrow, I don't think any of us will be getting that excited about it. It's not a true proper championship Grade 1 race, and I think it begs the question.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I said to him on Galway on Monday night.
In the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
Exactly. He might be going for a Gold Cup.
If the dog didn't stop to cock his leg, he'd have caught the rabbit. Simple as that. Kick on.
Is that a West Country expression?
It's not one of yours.
If a dog caught a rabbit, it's like the puzzles. All we need's John Frankham, the bloke. Jackpot, we got the Three Stooges. dog in pocket, right?
It is very funny. It's a very poor accent, but it's still funny. It's still good. You're probably right. We should kick on. I think that Poquelin has a wonderful, wonderful chance.
I'll tell you something. I'd love to do the interview in Vorpor instead. His beats at his short head. Yeah. He'll be holding out his plunket with lovely, lovely floppy ears on the winner. Now then, Paul, what do you think about that? You can in a rabbit.